Tried to get in a quick blowing of the sneeze or nose blow, whatever. It's Monday morning, folks, and Lenny's hungover. Welcome in. Yeah, I know. I wonder why. Welcome into Doc's Daily here. We are live and in full effect, 1 o'clock Eastern here, September 15th. Victory Monday for some of us. So yeah, of course, I'm a little hungover, and for the foreseeable future, meaning NFL season, I will be hungover on these Monday morning shows. It's going to be a little rough for Lenny. As you can see, we don't have Craig. He had something going on.
He was hungover too.
I mean, listen, yeah, right. It is what it is. I get it, but it is what it is. Nick Mencken. Other than the Bears, how was your weekend?
Across the gridiron, we went 3-3, but just a play that I'm still thinking about was I had Pittsburgh on Saturday against West Virginia there, and I don't know what they were doing in the first half of that ball game. They were in the red zone multiple times. They went for it on 4th down, and they were up 10 with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter there, and they lost that game outright to West Virginia. They came all the way back and won it into overtime. Just the defense absolutely crumbled there. So I'm still scratching my head on that one. 3-3 over the weekend there in my college and football side of things. We did drop our big play with the Chicago Bears, and I don't even want to talk about that with you, Lenny. But hey,
it is what it is. We got one more. We got one more in Chicago, so
we'll see if we can get you back. But Jared Goff, I mean, my God, did he look great?
I mean,
or the Bears just looked at
that. For me, as a Lions fan, who I was excited to have Jared Goff, I was okay with Matt Stafford leaving. I am a Matt Stafford fan still to this day, though. But I did think it was a win-win trade for everybody involved. And I think that trade changed the culture of that team. Jared Goff bought into that culture, and then to discredit him for years because of Ben Johnson's, it's like they both can't be right or they both can't be good. It has to be, Jared Goff's only good because of his offensive coordinator.
Yep.
Come on, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's all that is that's that LA bitterness. And he left the Rams in his rearview mirror. I love the way he plays. I love and it goes, I think, with every NFL quarterback. Jared Goff ain't special. The more time you give him behind that offensive line, they can pick you apart. The majority of these quarterbacks in the NFL can do that. I mean, that's just the bottom line. The longer time they have, unless your name is J.J. McCarthy.
He looked awful, man.
I'm gonna sound like a hater because everybody knows I don't like Michigan. I get it. They won a national championship. If you don't know, a lot of those guys on that defense went on into the NFL. A couple of the offensive guys as well. Blake Corum, shout out Blake Corum, Michigan Wolverine, got his first NFL touchdown for the Rams this week. But J.J. McCarthy,
he's got a lot to learn. He's got a lot to learn.
I think he's a bust. I think it might be too early to call him that, obviously, but
he's only got 2 games and they've both been in prime time. So it has been a stage for him. I will say that he was lucky to get that win week 1, but you could just see he just has a lot more growth, especially in the pocket and reading the defense. I thought he missed a lot of, wide open receivers as well there too. He had what's his name, Addison, down the left seam right there, and he overthrew him. It was 15-6 in that one. Those are plays you have to make as an NFL quarterback right there. But he'll learn, hopefully, if you're a Minnesota Vikings fan. I'm a Bears fan. So
hockey's right around the corner, Minnesota Vikings fan. So you have the Minnesota hockey team. Ooh.
What? The what? Wild are you talking about?
Wild. Yeah. I'm talking about, I'm sorry, the Wild. Thank you. The Minnesota Wild. I'm trying to think of the hockey team from the NHL team from Minnesota, whatever. I'm just saying, look, if your team's really bad, hockey season's not far away.
You got about a month.
NBA season's not that far away, but you know what I mean? So if you got a bad I don't know what you do if you're a New Orleans Saints fan. Because you ain't got nothing. The Pelicans stink. The Saints are bad. And
Radler didn't play awful though, I will say. He had probably his best game.
Well, that doesn't mean it
You only
wasn't
had two,
awful. I guess it was his best awful game. But I mean, again, he's another one. I just don't see. Like, I think Geno Smith. I've looked back at Geno Smith. He plays tonight with the Raiders, and I've looked back this over his career this morning. I was looking back, I was reading some article about him, and just over the years and teams he's played with, and different coordinators and coaches, and systems, and this, that, or whatever. That guy is what we would call my dad, my uncles, my grandpa, all those guys. They would call them. He's a journeyman. He's a journeyman quarterback, right? He's around. I don't see JJ McCarthy or Spencer Rattler as journeyman quarterbacks. They're not even on that level. So
I mean, again, though, they're just
the
so
CFL's
young.
hiring.
CFL, they're just so young in their careers. I mean, and it goes back
It's
to
so hard to
Friday's point with Robert there, and just, you've seen Jordan Love, and now he looks like a veteran quarterback. Why? Is because he sat out those first 3 years under Aaron Rodgers, and he learned the game. He learned the speed, the defenses, and what they were throwing at. So yeah, you could look at these younger guys and just say they're not going to be great, but yet they got a lot of years ahead of them, and they have to discover these defenses and the tendencies of the offensive flow. So give it a little more time. I'm not high on Spencer Rattler or JJ McCarthy, but either was a lot of people, and Caleb Williams is one too. Yeah, he's in his second year, didn't look that great, but he has that instinct in the pocket, and he lights it up. Sometimes you just got to give these guys a lot more time.
He can improvise, and that is a great quality to have in a quarterback. Caleb Williams, he can improvise and throw it on a dime. JJ McCarthy and Spencer Rattler can't do that. I'm just telling you right now, folks. I don't know how to say that. They're just let's talk. You mentioned college football this Saturday, and I had one of those days that was whatever, but it wasn't anything like I didn't lose. I didn't get the crap beat out of me, but I didn't win no money to be like woohoo. Oregon let me down this weekend. Oregon let me down. Northwestern, they win 34-14. Okay, they win by 20. I did have them straight up minus the points, but I also had them in a teaser. So for my level one people, Jack, I think you were on this with me. The fix was in that Oregon game. I'm just going to tell you right now, they scored 14 points in the last, I think, 4 minutes of the game in that matchup. It was 34-0. We were cruising with 5 minutes left or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get that. It's the fix was in. You're right. They heard about our teaser show. They heard about the teaser and we lost. So it was, F-A-J. Right. I know Scott was on it. Scott was on it. He messaged me on Twitter. This Scott right here, Scott P. He messaged me on Twitter. It was like, half a point. And I was like, and I read it that way, Scott. When you typed it, that's how I read it. You were going, half a damn point. That's exactly how it was meant to be.
And I will say something too. You got to be cautious and bet in Northwestern or teams that do come into Northwestern. It's not the biggest place whatsoever. The stadium is not. It's a mid-major school to say the least.
Weird.
In the Big Ten, and it's a very hard place to come in and win a ball game and blow them out even. So just be cautious when you do bet against teams going to Northwestern there. Real weird environment, I must say.
Hey, how about this on Saturday? Griffin texted me, said he thinks you're like 15-0 on Saturday plays.
Boom. So new. I got you, man. Moss. He had 81 yards too, I believe, in that win.
We were laughing because I know you came in, you come into chat every Saturday. We appreciate that. I've never been able to tell you that because you're always in the chat, but we appreciate that. Me and Nick laugh, and everybody like Abe and everybody else appreciates that. They're like, oh, here comes Nick from the rafters with the chat, in the chat with a prop. And it was nuts because a couple minutes, I swear, before that, we were like, man, where's Nick at? We need a prop in here. We need a college football craziness.
I was getting all my plays in. I had to get my plays in. Then I hop right on live. I'm like, boys, how we doing?
How we doing? We did have some questions here. The fix was in. Is it me? This Amar has a question. Is it me or is Burrow hurt every year since he has gotten paid? I'm happy Browning won and covered for me, but Burrow is just toothpick out there, hurt all the time. Cincinnati was almost a Circus Survivor pick for me. And then I saw I saw he was hurt. Let me tell you guys, though, just to be clear, I'm still catching up on football. I've only watched half of football this morning. I've been up since 5 a.m. watching football on fast speed, like no commercials, 3 times speed. I got to see what's going on. Because Lenny got up at 7 a.m. yesterday morning, showered, shaved. Now paced in the garage for a while, waiting for my wife to get her makeup together and ready and whatever. I was at the bar at 9 a.m. I had breakfast, which were some potato wedge fries and an egg white omelet. And then the game kicked off at 10 a.m. I had a vodka and blue Powerade drink. That's what I drink during Lions games because the blue Powerade vodka.
Get the electrolytes
marathon, not a sprint. Kickoff. I had a shot of Jameson. Lions scored touchdown. I had a shot of Jameson, and then proceeded to have a shot of Jameson every touchdown. Lions scored 7 touchdowns.
You were blacked out.
Yeah, I was done. So my wife took me home. Took us home. Obviously, I always drive to the bar, folks. She drives home, so we're responsible. She brought me home, put me to bed by 2:00, maybe 1:00, 1:30. I was up by halftime of the Sunday night football game. I ate, watched Sunday night football, went back to bed. And now here I am with you. Sundays.
Great 24 hours right there, Lenny.
Sundays are for the boys, and particularly the Lions. I even sent a video to Griffin. I knew I was drunk. I had to check my phone the next day. I group text every Cubs fan or every Bears fan I knew. Yeah. Poor Robert. He's so mad at me, probably. he was so bad. Talk to me next year. I was, whatever. I literally sent the text through my phone over, like, off the bed and laid down. I sent a video message doing a shot to Griffin, telling him F the Bears, da 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 da. It was, and you don't know what the best thing about it is? You can feel a little good about this, Nick. Detroit parlay comes through. Tigers win. Lions win. It does not happen very often. But
take it while you can, huh, Lenny? Take it while you can.
You gotta get it while you can get it. I'm telling you right there. And why I didn't do a play on video for anybody yesterday is because I had early football and I was getting after it a little early, and you didn't want drunk Lenny telling you to bet the Lions and the Tigers on a 17-unit mega million parlay. You don't want Lenny to do that because Lenny will tell you. The legend. Yeah.
Hey, the Tigers and the Lions, your ticket. Super Bowl and World Series still in the hunt.
No, it's dead. It's dead in water. So dead.
From what side? From what side? The Tigers are dead?
Yeah, I think so. I don't feel good about my Tigers now. Tarik Skubal. I don't want to hear about how they're talking about his ribs or whatever over here, oblique. Yeah, whatever. That's not something that fixes right away or feels better overnight. That's one of those like a groin muscle. You pull a groin muscle, it's just nothing fixes it but time. Exactly. You know what I mean? Time. And I still, even at 100% Tarik, I felt good about us having a shot to get there, but I don't know. Anything could happen, but I wasn't very confident about that.
And it's going to be interesting, Lenny, on, what they do with Tarik. He's got 2 more starts here on the season. Obviously, he's the front runner for Cy Young, but you want to have him ready there for the first game of the playoffs. So what does AJ Hinch do? We'll see, but you got to have a healthy Tarik Skubal there.
You got to put the team above everybody else. You gotta set him. He can't play another. He cannot start anymore until the playoffs. Period.
I don't know.
I can't do it. And I know, and I feel though, but I would argue the point that he's a Cy Young winner right now. I mean, unless somebody goes out and pitches a complete perfect game that is in competition with him for a Cy Young in the next 2 starts that they might have, I don't see anything spectacular happening. They pulled Skins after 5 innings and he had no hits, no runs, no nothing. And they say, okay, that's enough. You got to think about the future. So I think, I really think that they're better off kind of just sitting him, and I think we could get there. I think we can get there.
Does Tarik Skubal win the Cy Young if you sit him these last 2 starts?
Say that again.
Does Tarik Skubal win the Cy Young if AJ Hinch sits in these last 2?
I still think he could.
I believe so, but that might be a red flag to the voters.
I don't know. Robert's got a question here. No disrespect, but watch the podcast 15 minutes. You have to talk about today's games talk about all over the weekend. It is
what do you
Monday
want,
morning.
Robert? We got Tampa Bay. Take Tampa Bay money line. What do you want? The Chargers? I think the Chargers absolutely whoop on the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm hearing a lot of Raiders plus the points. I don't think so, folks. I think the Chargers are a good enough team. They showed you against the Kansas City Chiefs there. I think they get the win here by at least a touchdown. There's your two Monday night plays there, Robert.
Yeah, Robert. Listen, if you have you're probably new to this chat, so I won't take any disrespect. So I hope you don't take any as well when I say this. If you have questions about specific games, baseball, football, whatever, drop it in the chat and we will get to it. But I guarantee you, we spend about 10 minutes, the first 10 minutes of a 30-minute show, talking about the weekday or the weekend. This Monday's hard because we're always talking about the weekend. But during the week, we're going to talk about what happened, what didn't happen. We'll talk about matchups. Usually Tuesday and Wednesday is when we start talking about Thursday, Friday football. And then, Wednesday, Thursday, we get into some key matchups for Saturday. Thursday, Friday, we get into key matchups for Sunday football. Top prop play today? You got any MLB prop? How we feel about? I got one play in the MLB. I will tell you guys, Cubs, Pirates under. That's the only play I got. I mean, I just gave it out for free. But
I got an MLB prop too, and it's that San Francisco Giants and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Tang, the starter for the San Francisco Giants here, he's 2-4 on the season. His ERA is almost at an 8 here. His over/under on his strikeout props is sitting at 4.5. I like it to go under here, especially the way that the Arizona Diamondbacks hit at home and compete in the box. They don't strike out that often, and especially when their so-called ace is supposed to be on the mound here, I think there will be offensive run production for the Arizona Diamondbacks. So I like Tang's under 4.5 strikeouts for your player prop in this one.
I don't hate that. Abe also asked question. Great question. Trey Yesavage. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. I never know. You wait till hockey season. It'll be horrible. Wait till you hear me pronounce hockey players.
I'm awful with names too.
I got so this guy, Trey Yesavage, Blue Jays, up and comer. But you got Boyle, Tampa Bay on the other side. I'm not scared of Tampa Bay in any way, shape, or form, but I'm not backing the youngster here with Toronto. I'm just not. And baseball at this time of year gets a little weird. It's just like the beginning of the year. You gotta ease into it. Well, I'm going to ease out of baseball because the playoffs are right around the corner. We're talking about players sitting, potential missing starts for this or that or whatever.
And people getting called up.
Get out of the Blue Jays, you know what I mean?
And people getting called up. This is a great example of it. Not a lot of data on guys that have been in the minors, but they're high prospects. And this is the time where these organizations now start calling up the guys who are having success in the minors here. So just be very cautious. And this is the time I love to play first 5 innings. You know what you're getting out of normally the starting pitchers there. And it's a lot easier to bet the first 5 than it is full game and rely on those bullpens this time of year.
Mark brings up a good point here. I in the Starbucks drive-through this morning on ESPN Vegas radio, I was listening and they were talking about the Steelers, and they played a quote after the game of Aaron Rodgers talking about an interception he had thrown. I have not seen any tape on this game. I watch every NFL game, but I also watch that Sunday night, Monday morning, Monday afternoon. That's what I do. because Sundays are for the Lions. Okay, I'm a degenerate Lions fan. That's what they, and they usually bring out drunk Lenny. So it is what it is. So, I heard him say though that the youngster that's just something he'll come with time. Like he'll learn. He should have been in the flat. He didn't break the right. He should have been where the ball was instead of basically Aaron Rodgers threw a pick. And it was ugly. And he blamed the young receiver. I don't care if it was his fault or not. You can't do that to your young teammates. That's not leadership. He's a cancer in the locker room. I don't buy any of it that they are all getting along in Pittsburgh. As soon as we get some losses under their belt, it's going to be turmoil, drama, and which always follows with Aaron Rodgers. I don't think they're going to be a 500 team. I ain't worried about Pittsburgh Steelers. Their defense is legit. But I am not worried about the offense and Aaron Rodgers, and I'm tired of hearing about it.
I don't know. I'm 50-50 on it, Lenny, and I will be high on Aaron Rodgers because of this one thing. Mike Tomlin. I do not believe Mike Tomlin is going to allow a veteran quarterback like Aaron Rodgers to come in and jeopardize that culture that he has built for how many years. You've seen it in the first game. It got a little spark. And yes, Aaron Rodgers probably had a fire under his ass because he was playing against his whole team, the New York Jets. Let's see when this Pittsburgh Steelers defense does come back, starts playing like they normally do play, because I agree with you, Lenny. I think the Steelers do have a great defense. There's just been some struggles here early on. Let's see when they come together. Then the question comes after a loss, how does Aaron Rodgers respond in his press conference?
Yeah, right. We'll see. As adversity will really show people's true colors, and we'll see on people like Patrick Mahomes and Travis, because first time Patrick Mahomes has ever started a season 0-2. How does he handle adversity as still a young man in a league that he is widely renowned as the best quarterback in the league? I mean, I don't care if Lamar is better talent-wise, this or that, but he's a winner. So we'll see how he does when he's not winning. I think we'll see how the Steelers react as well. Foxy wants to know, does Lenny still hate soccer? Absolutely. But don't get me wrong. I love money more. And I know some pretty sharp handicappers over here that have some pretty sharp angles on soccer plays. So I also don't watch the WNBA, just so you know. I don't do it. I don't like basketball, though. I barely watch NBA. So, but you don't think I bet on them? I bet on them. You know I do, Foxy.
WNBA has been a breadwinner, and it can be a breadwinner too. I like it better than NBA, honestly. I think there's a lot more value and trappish lines, so to speak. So I'm all over the WNBA. And if you've been on me the last month, we've been absolutely killing it here. We got a couple games tomorrow,
yes, you have.
Ready to go. So WNBA has been good for me, good for my clients. So can't bash it.
That's all good. All good all the way around. I like that. Foxy we used to do this contest at another life, at another channel, whatever. And Foxy'd always, his contest play was always some BS soccer play that I had to grade it. So I had to find it. And then I'd be like, where the hell do I find the score? And but he's a mess. But he did have a good question. I'm sorry. At the end of this, is we hear a lot of talk about most overrated teams in the NFL. Who do you think is underrated so far after week 2? And we still have 2 games tonight on Monday night.
Underrated? Man, that's a great question.
That is.
Who's the most? I would say, honestly, the Seahawks. I'm not saying they're going to be a playoff team here, but Sam Darnold and what he did with the Vikings, you can't overlook it. Look what he did with the Steelers. I think they're a team that is being overlooked. A lot of people are bashing on them, but you saw what they just did on Sunday, and it's good to see Sam Darnold finally be able to move the ball downfield. I think that is one team that is underrated this season as we move farther down the season.
I'll piggyback that. I'll co-sign that. That's a great answer right there. But to stay in that division, I think the Arizona Cardinals are going to be playoff bound this year. I do think the playoff bound. I think James Conner's legit. I've
Yep.
always said that. Michigan State, holla. But I think he's legit. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is legit. I do not believe Kyler Murray's legit. I don't. But I don't think he needs to be. I think he just needs to not lose them the game between that defense and some weapons. I think they can win grinded out games. Like perfect example. Last week, or yesterday, I should say last week. That's how hungover I am. I think it was last week. They beat the Panthers 27-22. That game is tight. It was tighter than it looked. But really, Carolina scored 13 points in the fourth quarter. And otherwise, that was some garbage stuff that it wasn't really a comeback. Like, it was just laid off. Arizona's a bet-on team for me. I had them I survived, folks. Week 2 of the Survivor in the circle. Boom, shakalaka. The Arizona Cardinals come off the board. So Philly week 1, Arizona week 2, week 3. I don't know. I was looking at week 3 drunk and made notes. So I took notes. And one of them was the Browns.
The Browns, huh?
Against the Packers next week. At home, Cleveland.
That's a bold statement, Cotton.
That's a bold statement, Cotton. Yes, it is. I'm just saying. Sam Darnold, Mac Jones, both on redemption and revenge tour this season. 100%. I don't think Mac Jones gives Brock Purdy the quarterback job back in San Francisco.
Let's not forget about what's his name in Indianapolis there too.
Oh, Sam Darnold?
Jones. Daniel Jones.
Oh, Daniel Jones. Yeah, the other Jones.
These guys 2-0. Granted, I mean, that ending was absolutely wild from Denver over the center in that one, and then they got the second field goal attempt, and then they hit the game winner. Little suspicious, I must say, but you got to give props where props is due, and Daniel Jones has been solid. He got out of New York, and now he looks like a different quarterback.
But I think that goes with a lot of them. A lot of these quarterbacks, sometimes I think they just need a change of scenery, a change of a new outlook on it. Maybe the pressure from being on the first team right away, blah, 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 like you and Robert talked about on Friday. Then, a couple years go by, change of scenery, new court, not necessarily different system even, but just change of scenery, less pressure, able to play better with less pressure. I mean, it's a thing. So I'll give it. Let me see. The only thing I like tonight in the NFL game, to be honest with you, I got a few props that I'm dangling around, but I like the Bucks. I like the Chargers. I like both road teams. That scares the shit out of me.
It does.
I think the Raiders are way overrated. Way overrated. But yeah. But it should be a good game. But I also don't know. The Chargers look really good week 1.
The Chargers did look good, and they beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and then obviously the Chiefs are 0-2 here, but they played 2 very good teams. But I like this earlier game, and I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Why? Is because the Houston Texans still have question marks on that offensive line, and I think the defensive line here for the Buccaneers will pressure C.J. Stroud, and I like a lot of props on Bucky Irving today. I won't give you guys the prop. I'll give you one prop. Bucky Irving.
I was going to say, you can give him one guy. I know you got like a couple. So
I got 2, so I'll give you the lower one here. It's Bucky Irving over 89.5 receiving and rushing props. I think he easily goes over this one tonight. I think he's going to be a firehouse in the backfield and just help Baker Mayfield get out of some pressure situations. And then the question mark just in this game is going to be Houston Texans offensive line that is going to determine this game tonight. If CJ Stroud has time, Texans possibly could win this game, but I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield and Bucky Irving a lot better than what I'm seeing out of CJ Stroud in this offensive line for the Texans.
I agree. Don't hate it. There you have it, folks. We're going to bounce on out of here. That's our time. We're here Monday through Friday, 1:00 Eastern. Tony George and Griffin Murphy will be on the show tomorrow. I believe Craig Trapp as well. I think it's that trio. So good luck. It'll be that trio tomorrow. We're here Monday through Friday, 1:00 Eastern. Check us out also on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Me and Griffin Murphy run down the college football card in a mad dash for 60 minutes. That chat this Saturday had, like, I got done with the show and I was like, Herbert Murphy called me and he's like, that's the fastest 60 minutes has ever went by. It was crazy. Chargers have probably the best offensive line of all four. We'll see.
There's no WNBA today. There are 2 games tomorrow, though, I do believe.
Yeah, tomorrow. There's none today because there was 4 yesterday.
And
right?
I will have a top play best bet. I already have it circled up. I don't know if it's going to be a 2-pack, but I definitely will have a top play tomorrow.
Okay. All right. There you go, folks. Check out Nick Menken. Links in the description of the video. You can get his premium plays over at the site, DocSports.com. Also, don't forget to check out, if you're new to Doc Sports website, free $60 account, DocSports.com/free60. Check that out over there. You can use that $60 on Nick's premium plays, or you can put it on any other handicapper you want. Anything you can use that $60 at. You do you, Pikachu. Premium YouTube members, become a member. There's a link in the description of the video. You level 1, level 2, or level 3. They're $4.99, $19.99, and $49.99. You get different stuff with each of them. Check them out. Links in the description of the video. As I said, good luck unless you're against it. Hold on. Speaking of Evans, what do people think of his receiving over years?
I like his
Bucky more. I like his props more than I like Mike Evans' props.
I like Mike Evans over 4.5, but it is a little juicy. I believe it was -150 on over 4.5. So that's kind of why I stayed out of it. I do think he has a big game, but his yards might be limited because, I mean, you got Otten over there. But if you want to, I would go receptions. I would stay away from his yards here tonight. He's going to be one of the key guys they're going to try to lock up.
Yeah, I look for when it's like that. I'm not saying I didn't do this on this particular, but this is a scenario for me where I would look for his longest completion, because he might not have a lot, but he'll probably break away for 1, you know what I mean? Or something like that. It's just sometimes it's an angle to look at, but I don't necessarily, good luck thing. I'm not going to even, you're trying to bait me into saying that guy's name. The rookie is a monster, I'm going to say, for Tampa. Yeah, he is. I don't hate that. Shout out to Isaac Tesla from the Detroit Lions. That kid.
Those one-handed catches.
One-handed catches like a dog.
Nobody knew who he was. He made back-to-back.
Nobody. Last week. Yeah. Hey, and you can look for him every week for anytime touchdowns, like plus 450. Right. You know, just sprinkle. You know, I mean, I hit week 1. I did not hit week 2. Well, I'm going to keep going. Okay, it is what it is. Thanks, Lenny. Next, thanks, Abe. We appreciate you, guys. As always, good luck unless you're against us. We'll see you tomorrow.